I'm Franklin Green. This video is for the 2016 Georgia All-State Chorus edition of Danza, Danza, fanciulla, gentile. To begin with, for clarity, why don't you number your measures? The singer enters in measure 5. You should have 41 measures. Once you have done that, let's mark your breathing in your score. Mark a breath after the first note in measure 9, after the second note in measure 12, on the third beat of measures 14, 20, 23, and 27. Breathe after the second note in measures 31, 33, 35, and after the first note in measure 37. You may not breathe anywhere else. For our purposes, we're going to use a simple pronunciation of Italian vowels. You might want to write them down. A is equal to A, A-H. E is equal to E-H. I is equal to E, double E. O is equal to A, A-U. U is equal to Oo, double O. In this song, every vowel is pronounced. None are silent. Try to be consistent in your vowel pronunciation. In Italian, most double consonants require an imploded consonant followed by a pronounced consonant. This creates a stop in the word. There are double consonants in 2 words in measures 16 through 20. Leggera, sottile. In both cases, the tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth to stop the first consonant. In leggera, the first G has the effect of a D in English in the word lead. The second G is pronounced like the G in gentile. Leggera. I'll say it, you say it. Leggera. In sottile, the first T is imploded. The tongue touches the roof of the mouth and stops. The second T is pronounced. Sottile. Sottile is incorrect. Sottile is correct. I'll say it, you say it. Sottile. Good. Now say leggera, sottile. There is a double L in measures 25 and 26, and also in measures 31 and 32. Dell'onde, the waves, and dell'aura, the breeze. We really don't notice the double L too much. The first L is held a little. Dell'onde, as opposed to dell'onde. And dell'aura, not dell'aura. In measures 7 and 11, you have the word fanciulla. C before I is pronounced as CH. That is followed by an E and then OO sound. In the tempo of this song, you can say jewel like jewel. for the syllable C-I-U-L. Fanciulla. This song only has 27 Italian words. Not too difficult. I'll say the Italian text and you repeat it after me. Danza, danza, fanciulla, al mio cantar. Danza, danza, fanciulla gentile. Gira leggera sottile. Al suono dell'onde del mar. Senti il vago rumore dell'aura scherzosa che parla al cuore con languido suon. There are a couple of tough words for Americans. The Z in scherzosa, in measures 32 and 33, is pronounced TS. The T is imploded. The tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth and stops the sound. And then you say the S. The S at the end of the word is pronounced as a Z. Crazy. Practice this word. Scherzosa. Scherzosa. I didn't say it right the first time. Scherzosa. One more time. Scherzosa. Also watch out for the G sound in measure 16. Gira. No other variation of G. Notice the use of slurs over the notes of your song. The slurs usually tell you when a syllable is sung on more than one note. There are many slurs in this song. You will also find slurs between notes where there is clearly one syllable for each note. This type of slur is merely indicating a smooth legato connection between those notes. No sliding, please. Let's talk about the pronunciation of the word languido in measure 36 and 38 through 40. In measure 36, sing gui on the first eighth note and move to the second pitch on the E sound. Gui. In measure 38, sing gui on the first quarter note and sustain the E. Gui. So no gooey. That's incorrect. No gooey. Okay? You are required to attempt the trill in measure 40. There is more than one way to do this correctly. Here is one way. The trill begins on the first diatonic pitch above the written note under the trill sign. In this case, no matter what key your version of the song is in, the first note of the trill is 1/2 step higher than the written note. You sound this pitch on the syllable do 1/8 note earlier than where the trill is written. The half note that is written there will be broken down into 2/16 notes, a quarter note, and 2 more 16th notes. It's confusing, I know. So I'll demonstrate several times and you can sing along with me after the first time. do, suon. Guido, suon. Guido, suon. This song has many articulation changes which you need to learn. In measure 6, you have stress lines over each note, tenutos. This means the notes are super legato and are sung for full value. Danza, danza, fanciulla mia canta. So see how I stretched those, the legato in those notes. This happens again in measure 8 and in measure 17. Make sure you sing those measures correctly. There are also many staccato notes marked. Look at measure 12 and 13. The combination of detached notes and slurs gives this effect to the words al mio cantar. Al mio cantar, al mio cantar. Beginning with measure 29, there is a musical sequence that is a musical motive that is sung and then repeated 3 times at different pitch levels. So the motive is sung, repeated 3 times. Staccato, accents, and legato passages create a unique sound for this sequence. Listen to me say it, then pause the video and practice saying it yourself. Sentil vago rumore dell'aura scherzosa che parla al core con languido suon. Then practice singing the same sequence. Sentil vago rumore dell'aura scherzosa che parla al core con languido suon. There's also a sequence that begins in measure 9. The melody here leads you to sing in a syncopated style. Let me play it. After thinking about this, I think a better interpretation than syncopation is to accent all the downbeats just a little bit, creating this effect. Danza, danza, fanciulla, gentile, al mio cantar. Notice the suggested dynamics. Measure 5 calls for forte. Measure 9 changes dramatically to piano, but then crescendos to forte by measure 13. Do your best to make this happen. Don't stay piano for more than one measure and then begin to crescendo towards that forte in measure 13. It may be very low for some of your voices by measure 13. Do your best to make a nice forte, but don't sacrifice your tone quality to sing louder. If you sing too softly in the sections marked piano, you are likely to produce a substandard tone quality and be marked down by the judges. Keep tone in the voice. I always ask my students to only back off to mezzo piano so the tone quality remains beautiful. This is a very challenging song. Practice the Italian, the pitches, and the rhythms. But then spend a lot of time on articulation, that is, accents, staccato, legato, tenuto, and the changes in dynamic. These final touches make a huge difference in this song. If you sing it without regard for dynamics and articulation, you will receive a mediocre score. If you want to work with me privately on this audition piece, contact me at georgiasingers@gmail.com and I'll get back to you. That's Georgia Singers, all spelled out one word, georgiasingers@gmail.com. Now, go practice.